Monday fun day.
How do we get this Ace commercial out of here? Allstate now.
Allstate.
We're not supposed to have commercials at all.
How do you say commercial? Do you say commercial?
Commercial?
I say commercial.
You say a lot of weird things.
What else do I say is weird?
This morning at the meeting, you were talking about greasing your mower.
Yeah.
And you said grease.
And to grease my mower.
You had to grease your mower.
Had to put grease in my grease zerks.
Yeah. I say grease. Some people say grease. I say oil. Some people don't.
I say oil.
How do you say aluminum?
Aluminum.
Okay.
I don't say aluminium. That's Canadian.
How about confetti?
Confetti.
Okay.
How do you say? You say a lot of Minnesotan things like
I do.
You want to
drag
come
out
with.
the O's.
You want to come with. That's a Minnesotan thing.
Come with?
Yeah.
Want to come with?
It's normally like you want to come with me, but you just say you want to come with.
Yeah. You guys want to go with? Want to come with?
Not with me.
That's just with.
I didn't turn the mood lighting on. Let me do that real quick. We got to have our mood lighting on to set the stage, set the tone.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What kind of tone do we want to go with? We want to go with like red for like fire and savage, or we want to go for like soft pink?
Are those the only options? We could do like a yellow or a green?
We can do whatever, man. Let's see here. Podcast room, tropical twilight. Ooh, look, check that out. Savannah sunset. Nice. Speaking of Savannah, we got an apparel line dropping here soon, and one of the shirt colors that we're going to use is going to be called Savannah.
Yes.
I think technically it's pollen, but that didn't sound savage enough, so we're changing it to Savannah.
Oh, Savannah's way more savage.
It is. I mean, it's like African safari. I'm going to go slay a freaking lion on the Savannah.
Did you see that footage of that guy in one of the national parks getting bucked by a bison?
I didn't see the footage, but I heard something about it.
Yeah,
where,
it's
like,
crazy.
They were cooking out, and was he like trying to take a picture with him? Getting
I don't know.
Too close?
Him and another person were like standing over by some trees, and there was a bison laying there in the foreground, and he's taking some pictures, and it like moves around. So they kind of duck cover into a grove of trees, and then you can't really see what's going on. The bison goes into the trees, and then it chases the guy out, and he's running away, and it just like gets under him and just launches him like a rag doll.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, man. It's not funny, but I feel like
it's not a petting zoo.
It's not a petting zoo.
And that seems to happen all the time. I've seen different clips of people getting way too close to like bison and
bear,
elk,
Yellowstone, bear.
Like,
and I don't know why people do that, because I mean I've grown up around animals.
I think a lot of the people that end up doing it are coming from big metro areas. They don't realize like this is not a zoo. These are like legit wild. They will eat you.
Yeah, and I think they watch too many like cartoons as a kid of like Smokey the Bear or something, where like the bear's always a friendly puppet that wants to play with you.
Or a domesticated animal or something.
Yeah, but it's like wild animals are wild animals.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can even be in close vicinity to people and populations in cities, but that doesn't mean they're, tamed and domesticated.
Right.
I mean, dogs can turn on you in an instant because they still have
a
little bit of that instinct in them. I mean, my brother got mauled by 3 boxers that were pet boxers. But like they got that pack instinct and they tore him up,
Mm-hmm.
He was just a little kid when that happened. Scared of dogs for quite a while afterwards.
Yeah, it's traumatic.
Yeah. But yeah, elk, bear, moose, all that stuff, and they can put the hammer down on you.
Especially if there's babies nearby.
Mm-hmm, especially. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of trending. Heard something about that. It's weird because I don't watch the news. I don't have a TV. We have a TV right here, but this is literally the only use this TV ever gets.
That's the news.
But I heard a bunch of trending stuff. So there was that. I saw that clip, or I saw something about that clip, and then there was a big fight this weekend. I think you mentioned it. There's a McGregor fight or something. This was his time back in the ring since taking quite a sabbatical, right? And he injured himself again.
Right off the bat.
So he didn't win.
There's a lot of memes floating around like when you paid this much money to go to the fight and he gets injured, and it's just like, yeah.
Well, I remember when he got injured the first time, and like you saw his leg bend up underneath him, like his foot snapped, his like ankle was all. I don't know any of the details. I don't watch MMA, but that's what happened the first time, right?
Yeah.
And then he took how long did he take off? A long time. Yeah. This is still recording for some reason. So he took a bunch of time off. He bulked up a lot. He was on a bunch of gear, got swole, and then he did a movie. He did that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal, Fight House. What was that movie? It was the one that Oh shoot, man, I'm getting all my movies mixed up. Roadhouse. So he did that one with Jake Gyllenhaal, and he was all like beefed up for that. And then I guess this was his foray back into the octagon, and then he got spanked apparently. So that was in the news.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing I saw in the news was, I mentioned this to you on Friday, but I've been getting just inundated with all of this soccer stuff, specifically from this one soccer player that's in Norway, I think. Have you not seen that stuff?
Is he the one
He's like
that's
the blonde guy with the ponytail.
the carnivore, animal based?
I don't think he's carnivore. I think he eats like fruit and milk and stuff. I think he's definitely ancestral. But I don't
maybe
think
that's
he's carnivore.
Yeah, maybe that's the one.
But I've been like, I don't even know why I'm getting so much information on him because I don't watch soccer or football, and I don't know why I'm getting fed.
Maybe
that
some
in the
of that is
algorithm.
targeted.
Maybe
social media drops.
Yeah. Have you seen any of that stuff on him?
He just said he drinks raw milk.
Okay.
drinks
Is that
raw
why
milk.
he's viral right now? Because he
That's why
drinks.
He's in my feed, probably.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is just because of your algorithm.
Did he have? It was like the World Cup this weekend or something.
I don't know. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I
World Cup.
don't keep up with soccer or MMA. What's new in the bodybuilding scene?
What do you keep up with? Did you see that lottery thing? I was telling you a little bit
You're
about
talking
that
about
this
in the
morning.
gym, but I haven't seen that.
Some dude that worked at a gas station. He's a manager at a gas station. Apparently, at this Circle K gas station, the policy is if you have printed out like print-on-demand lottery tickets, like Powerball and that kind of stuff, where it comes out of the machine, you have to account for that in your till at the end of the shift. So if you have some printed out that were unpaid for, it's your responsibility as the employer, as the manager on the clock, to then purchase those tickets out of your own money after your shift ends. Well, what happened was somebody came in, had the guy print out a whole bunch of tickets for this crazy lottery, and they could only afford some of them. So there was a little stack of them or something sitting there, and he finished his shift, clocked out, changed into his civilian street clothes before he went home, and then he purchased those remaining tickets with his own money. One of them ended up winning 13 or 12.8 million or something like that. And now the gas station like fired him. They're suing him. They're claiming that that's their ticket. Those funds should go to the company. He's got a bunch of lawyers on his side. They're suing, saying, hey, I followed procedure, all the policy. You guys required us. I paid for these out of my own money. So he's trying to get the and I think, I don't know all the details, of course, but I think that seems legit. Like, it's in the news. I mean, it's like trending.
Yeah.
It keeps popping up all over social media, and it's like, if they push this dude to the point of him not getting it or going broke with lottery or with legal fees, they're going to get a lot of bad press, I think.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that's trending, I guess.
I've never ever purchased a lottery ticket. I know you've got a few
do.
of them. You
Yeah.
get like you get pretty regular basis, right?
On
You get-
occasion, if I go to the store or whatever and there's a lottery, see, they have a lot of lottery vending machines here.
Are you net positive or negative if you had to like total up all of your lottery ticket costs?
I would say negative.
Probably net negative.
That's how they stay in business.
What about the because you gamble at a casino too on occasion?
On occasion.
Are you net positive or negative there? You
No.
think negative
I could probably have a little plaque on some of the chandeliers in Vegas.
for losing money?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only ever done the casino once. It was like it was when I was a freshman in college. They had like they were taking I wasn't in a fraternity, but they had this row week, whatever they called it, where like you could go to a bunch of different fraternities to check them out. And one of the ones I went to, they like took us to the casino and they gave us like a $200 voucher. And so I was playing on house money basically. And I think I was up like $300. And that's the extent of my lottery gambling casino experience. The only time I really been in a casino is when the competitions are in a casino.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of times the competitions will be in
Yeah.
a casino.
That
And they
one year
just smoky.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. One year I went out to the Natural Olympia in Vegas, and it was in, I don't remember, one of the old casinos, like Circus or something like that. And it was way back tucked in. Like, you had to walk through the casino. And it was so funny because you had all these competitors who were like dialed in, carrying their meal prep. They obviously don't smoke, don't drink. And then you got a bunch of just crap-faced people in the casino smoking, looking in there, what's going on? You know, they're overweight, they can't even hobble around, they're gambling, doing the complete opposite as everybody that was in the huge convention or you know, the ballroom or whatever. It's so funny.
Yeah, I always feel weird in the casinos, man. Like, I'm looking at people, because I went to Vegas for that conference. That's the first time I've ever been in Vegas. And I mean, you land from the plane and there's like slot machines.
Oh yeah, right.
Right
Somebody
there
just
when you get off
won
the
like
plane.
a couple $1 million in that airport.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like some of the architecture and stuff in Vegas from a casino standpoint is super cool. Like there was one room where it was like the sky is all painted. It looks like you're going into the dusk, but it's like you're inside a building.
Yep.
So there's some cool architecture there, but like the casino scene is definitely not my scene because I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't eat the food that they've got, and I'm looking at these people, and you'll have like a freaking woman in a walker with
On
oxygen,
yeah.
smoking a cigarette, gambling away her life savings. I'm just like, man, this is probably not optimal from a health and wellness standpoint.
But there is a lot of fun stuff to do in Las Vegas that has nothing to do with being on the Strip.
Oh, yeah, for
last
sure.
time I was there with my buddy, we went to a concert at the Sphere. You can go rent go-karts. You can go bahan through the dunes. You can go to shows, magic, magicians. There's so much stuff to do.
There is.
So,
yeah, I definitely would want to go back because there's a lot of things there that I didn't have time to do. Like I want to go to some of the mountains, like the perimeter, and just hike some of those mountains. I think Red Rock was one of the ones that was recommended to me. But yeah, I want to check that out for sure. But you went to Eureka this weekend.
Eureka Springs.
Which is a pretty cool
Yeah.
spot. Tell me about that.
Megan and I went there for a little weekend getaway, and we stayed in the Basin Park Hotel, which was built in 1905. I think that city was settled in like the 1800s.
Yeah.
And it's tucked into...
Was it a mining city? What was the...
I'm not sure, but it was
It's a
tucked...
health club.
Health?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they had some health... They had a lot of healthy natural springs.
So kind of like
So-
hot springs then.
Yeah. So their draw is like this healthy spring water. So they have like this huge old bathhouse, kind of like Hot Springs has all those bathhouses. So they got this huge bathhouse. They got all these old hotels. One was built in the 1800s, 1900s. They're all tucked into the Ozarks, built on like rock ledges and bluffs and everything. And there's a lot of haunted stuff in there. So one of the things that we did was our hotel had a guided paranormal activity tour. So we met a lady on the 6th floor. She told us, she's like, this is one of the most haunted hotels or establishments or buildings or whatever that she's ever been a part of. She's been doing this kind of thing for years. They get a lot of like people from all over the country and all over the world that fly in and come in, and they do like paranormal experimentation and like seek out this.
Is it like legit?
It seemed really legit, and like we went into it kind of open-minded. Like this would be kind of, let's go just see. She had a tablet full of pictures of places in the hotel where they caught like, here's a silhouette of a cowboy, and the story behind him is he was here and whatever, and he used to fight, and he was into the prostitutes and all this, and it had like a lot of old historic cities that had a lot of sketchy history, back in the day, and like there's whorehouses and illegal gambling and all this kind of stuff. So, anyways, she gave us all like a bunch of EMF meters, and she had these little electric globes that had lights in them, and she put them in different areas, and if they detect any change to like radio frequency, electrical frequency, whatever, they would blink. And supposedly when you say certain things, you can call some of these beings into the area. And one of the little girls who apparently not like haunts, it's not like you're haunting something, it's like your spirit or your energy is there. She's like, when we call this little girl Elizabeth into the room, we got a little doll here, and if we ask her if she wants to hear the doll play music, because it was like a wind-up doll, you can just say, Elizabeth, would you like to hear your music? And like this bell over in the corner that she set over there, where Elizabeth spends a lot of time apparently, she just set this bell there, like just a regular little, like when you ding at the front desk kind of bell. She set it over in this corner, and she's like, just ding the bell 2 times, and we'll turn the music on. And pretty soon, like this group of people like standing in this room, and this bell over in the corner is like ding, ding, and we're like, what?
And you like couldn't see any.
And like we got
mechanical-
goosebumps. No, there's like, and we're like, okay, something like what? We're like, is this real? Whatever. And then these little ball globes on the floor would just start like blinking, and then all of us were holding these little EMF meters. And pretty soon they just like the needle would just pan out and they'd start blinking and beeping,
Man,
and then we'd like aim them a different direction and they'd stop, and we'd aim them back over and they'd turn on. So we're all like wandering around the hotel with these EMF readings, and I'm sure some of it was electrical interference, from wiring or fire systems or whatever. But she's like, this floor is got a lot of activity. We've got a lot of pictures of people that take down this hallway, and you can see silhouettes looking in these glass windows. So we're all running around like taking pictures. Like when you go down these hallways, take a ton of pictures, because you might take one and not catch anything, but if you take like 20 or 30 back to back to back and you zoom in on them, that's when you end up catching these shadows. So we're all running around taking pictures in windows and mirrors and all this stuff. She told a lot of cool stories, and she had it seemed like she knew what she was, like, it didn't seem like it was fabricated. Like, she knew what she was talking about. And then lastly on the tour, she's like, okay, this is one of the places in town where it used to have a lot of Prohibition era activity. And there used to be like a speakeasy and an illegal casino and gambling and stuff down underneath. She's like, there's a trap door still over in this closet on the second level or the first level. So we're going to take the trap door down. So we opened this trap door and we climbed down the stairs into like this rock carved out place under the building. And there used to be like an escape tunnel out the back. So we were all down there. And then she's like, I laid out some cards. You guys can ask the beings if you should take another hit. And everyone had like a bell or an EMF thing on their table. So we're sitting at a table and nothing really happened at our table, but other people were like, okay. And Frank was the name of one of these spirits who was big in the, like, that speakeasy area. Like, he's well known. He was one of the guys down here gambling, and he died for whatever reason. He got in a fight or got shot or whatever. And they're like, all right, Frank, should I take another card? And their bell would be like, ding. So everyone's like freaking out and looking around. And it was pretty cool. Man. So that was the first thing we did when we got there on Friday night. And then we got up early. We did some zip lining through the Ozarks. We bummed around town. We went to an iris photography studio where they get a really, really detailed close-up macro shot of your eyeball. So she got her eyeball, I got my eyeball, and we had it turned into like a print, which is pretty cool. She's got green eyes, and the lady goes, you know, the 90% of the people or whatever that have green eyes aren't really green when you zoom in. And when she zoomed in, it was like blue. So it's weird. To our naked eye, our brain turns whatever color pigmentation into it appearing as green, but in real life, when you zoom in, it's like blue.
Interesting.
Super weird. We did a bunch of stuff. We listened to some live music. We went out to dinner. It was just kind of a getaway. But the old hotel that we're staying in, they don't even have like key cards. Mm-hmm. They give you like old school keys. And it was like all historic and like brick and
nice.
Yeah, super cool.
Eureka's cool, man. Like, I've only been there a few times. It's always been kind of like in passing, but I should like take the family up there.
There's a lot to do in there. And then when we were on our way out the morning of Sunday, we like drove down some streets that we hadn't even walked down, and there's all kinds of stuff to do. Mm-hmm. Like, there's train rides you can take. There's all kinds of historic stuff. There's fun stuff for kids. There's restaurants everywhere.
What is like the general popular, like, it's touristy spot, a lot of tourist people there.
The
like
population of town is only 2,000 or something.
What would you consider those people like? Like, are they like super left leaning? Like, what are they known for?
I don't know.
There,
I think a lot of the draw for Eureka Springs, it's an all-inclusive arts community. Uh-huh. So like, they're open-armed to everybody.
All the arts. Yeah.
There's a lot of like, you know, rainbow art and stuff like that. So I think it's really drawn for that kind of thing. There's a lot of bikers that come through. Apparently,
well, I think that's like one of the big
those winding
trails.
Those winding highways through the Ozarks draw a lot of bikers. So there was a lot of like motorcycle activity, and we saw groups of bikes coming through town and festivals and music and arts and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of history too.
You had some pretty good food at the restaurant. Mm-hmm. Quail, you said?
We had quail. We went to a place called the Grotto. Super well known. Apparently, I looked up like Google reviews and everything, but we had, let me see if I can find the pictures here. We had, our appetizer was quail poppers. They're pepper spiked quail breast wrapped with crispy bacon, finished with a decadent pan-Asian glaze over spicy arugula.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I got a wood-fired plank salmon, line-caught salmon fired on a cedar plank, and they served it on the cedar plank, which was pretty cool. Grotto style with jumbo lump crab and béarnaise sauce, and then we also had a ribeye topped with garlic chive, butter, and
was it like a
mushrooms.
Decent sized ribeye? Or was it like a little?
Oh, it was big. Yeah,
it was big.
Yeah,
nice.
It was probably 16 ounces.
I hate when you go like these fancy restaurants and like the serving size is just tiny. Mm-hmm. You're like, I want to feel full.
Yeah, it was
when
good.
I leave a restaurant. So nice.
Highly recommend it. If anyone's going to Eureka Springs, definitely get to the Grotto.
The grotto.
Yeah, super good.
It is a pretty cool area. Like just the topography, the architecture, everything there, like the vibe and energy.
It's super
is pretty
quirky
cool.
because the streets aren't straight.
Yeah.
And
It's all like cobblestone.
There's like weird angle intersections. There's not even enough room to park on both sides, so like you can't even park downtown. We had to park a couple blocks away and take a shuttle. And there's no stoplights. It's really, really cool. Built into the side of rock, so you see houses that are half on stilts, half underground. And
there's one Airbnb, I think it's in Eureka Springs. It's been in like several magazines. I kind of want to book it for like a retreat at some point, but it's like this, it's inside a cave.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of caves there too.
Yeah, there's a ton of caves. So like this Airbnb is like legit just a cave. Like you are in there, they've got like bathrooms and everything built into the cave, but I mean you are legitimately inside a cave for the Airbnb. I think that'd be pretty. That
would be
pretty
cool.
Slick. So.
Yeah, there's a ton of Airbnbs. In fact, there's even a ton of like treehouse places you can rent or stay in, and they're up like in the trees, up on stilts, and they have like walkways to them and stuff.
Nice. Yeah, you had a lot more festivities in your weekend. I just fixed a mower, and Crystal painted a bedroom. So you had a lot more extravaganza.
But that's fun too. That's more productive.
It was productive, I suppose. But yeah, weekends. I mean, it's kind of crazy, man. We go pretty hard here during the week. We're grinding nonstop, and then the weekends come, and like there's no relaxing really during the weekends. Like we're doing something then too. So it's just like no rest for the wicked. But
and especially when you have animals.
Yeah, and kids.
Yard to maintain and small beings.
That's one thing about the summertime in Arkansas. I spend so much time mowing. Like all of my time is spent mowing. So there's no extra time. So that's kind of unfortunate. I got to go and freaking get the mow after we record this podcast so the guys can mow the building here. No stop for mowing. That's
kind of like the yard I had back in Minnesota. It was a fenced-in, huge backyard, like an acre or something. I mean, that's not huge, but for in town it is. And I feel like I had to mow it 2-3 times a week. And
Yep. Anyways, in other news, we got the Rocktown Naturals Bodybuilding Show this Saturday. So I'm actually pretty excited about that because we got, you're going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm going to leave Friday, bring my family because we're going to go spend the night with my grandparents, which is also in Little Rock. And my aunt and uncle from North Carolina are in town this weekend. So they've not even met Rigel and Hazen yet.
Oh, that'll
so
be
they
fun.
get to meet. And then they'll spend the whole Saturday together, and then I'll be at the competition and come back, we'll have dinner or something Saturday evening. So that'll be good.
Are you emceeing this one? Okay.
Yeah. I've only ever emceed their show.
You did last year.
Yeah, I did their show last year. That's the first time I ever emceed. I wouldn't really think of myself as an emceer, but I guess they think of me as an emceer.
There you go.
So hopefully I'm better this year than last year. Just keep getting better and better and better. So that's the plan.
You got to have some jokes in your back pocket, just in case there's downtime.
Man, Joe had the jokes.
Joe always has the jokes.
Joe had the jokes. But hopefully we're pretty smooth. I got a call with them this afternoon, actually, and we're going to make sure the running order's all buttoned up. So I anticipate it being pretty smooth competition.
I did see he's got some pro qualifying classes.
3, I think.
Yeah.
I think they've got 28 competitors, I believe, 3 pro qualifying classes. So yeah, it should be good. Should be a good show. I think we had 28 last year, right? And then I think we had
30.
like 31. But then
we had
I
a couple
think
that
2 that weren't eligible. So it wound up being like 28, 29, something like that. But we've got several people filing into our competition.
Taking advantage of that
Yeah.
that drawing. The sooner you register, the more entries you get.
Yep. So that'll be good. I'm excited about that. And I don't want to officially say that we're launching the apparel this Saturday, or this Sunday rather, but it's getting pretty, it might very well be this Sunday. Because we got just one more bottleneck with the email team trying to make sure that's all buttoned up. But if that gets resolved, we'll be launching the apparel on Sunday, which I'm super stoked about. This podcast is going to go out on Friday. So that'll be big news there for sure. Which honestly, man, I've gone through my entire wardrobe and I've gotten rid of everything that's not natural fibers for the most part. I've had several podcasts lately talking about like toxins, environmental toxins, and it's just crazy. They're basically saying that by 2045 we'll be infertile as a species.
2045?
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, it's not very far from now. Because I mean, if you look at the decrease in testosterone and fertility, not even just testosterone, but like fertility, it's kind of wild, man. Like I didn't even know they were doing this, but apparently they're doing fetus farming in Canada. Have you heard of that, Chip?
No.
Fetus farming.
Yeah, fetus farming. Like there's so much infertility that they're like having to farm it out basically.
Regeneratively grown.
Regeneratively grown. But yeah, kind of crazy. And a lot of that is because of just environmental toxins and things of that nature.
That's crazy.
So,
Wasn't there a movie where they had human fetuses all in these embryonic things hanging from a big stalactite or something?
It was
I don't remember.
I think you're thinking of Godzilla.
No, no.
There was a scene in Godzilla with a bunch of eggs.
I don't think
They
it was what I'm
crashed into.
envisioning. It was like a end of the world one or something where they were like, I don't remember. It could have been a dream.
Could have been a dream. But they probably was reality because they didn't have natural fiber clothing.
Maybe it was just telling the future.
Maybe. So yeah, that'll be exciting for sure. I'm excited to get that ripping.
And in the Keto Brick side of things,
Yeah, how much do we want to divulge on that?
well, I think the folks already know we're working on something pretty sweet.
We are working on something pretty sweet. Samples were shipped last
That's
week.
what I was just going to say. We sent out samples to a select audience for personal feedback and just to kind of gauge things.
By the way, we're getting another sample relative to that production shipped to us this week.
Oh,
So I'm excited to get that dialed in, test it out. New things in the pipeline for sure. For sure. What else is new? I am about a month out from the 50-mile march.
oh yeah.
And I've been dropping my intake gradually, starting from like 4,000 calories. So I think I'm at like 3,700 this week or so. So my weight hasn't really dropped at all yet. But I think I'm right there on the cusp of it starting to drop. Because there's kind of like a lag effect to everything. Whenever you start cutting calories, like I oftentimes will see an increase in weight when I first start dropping calories for the first 2 or 3 weeks or so. And my weight's been increasing up or down 2 pounds, holding stable. So I think I'm right on the cusp of that starting to drop. So I want to get that dropping. I don't think I'll lose 10 pounds by the March, but I'd like to lose about 10 pounds before my competition, which is in 2 months. So roughly 5 pounds a month. So
That's doable.
totally doable. The thing is it doable if I am staying north of 3,000 calories? That's the question. So, because what I've noticed is with me dropping from 4,000, but also increasing protein while I'm going, I'm not really tapping into that FGF21 catalyst anymore. So that's why I think my weight's actually increased a little bit, because my protein's increasing. But I'm only like 145 grams this week, so it's not like it's high, but it's higher relative to my fat from what it was last week,
Sure.
the week prior. So there's that.
And you probably have protein farts.
No, I mean, it's not that high by any means. Like I don't get any kind of GI distress from protein until it's like north of 200 grams.
Yeah,
so
same.
I got a ways to go on that. But I'm excited about a little bit more protein in my life.
Yep. I do like protein, but I also
Yep.
like fat.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, I got to go pick up the mower, the weed eater. We got to film some AMAs. By the way, y'all let us know what you think of the vlogs that we've been publishing. You've been pretty good about grabbing the camera and getting some vlog footage, and it's been fun getting that out there. So I enjoy the fact that we're doing vlogs again.
Yeah, that's fun.
How's it editing the vlogs, Chip? Is it like, oh my gosh, Robert's having me edit these freaking family mementos here?
That's easy.
You can tell us off air, Chip.
All right, well, that's a wrap. How long are we in, Chip?
28 minutes.
28 minutes. It's kind of a short one, but we got a lot to cook on today. That's another term I just learned. Cooking.
Cook.
We're
Let
letting
it cook.
things cook.
Let them cook.
Let them cook. So we got some cool things cooking.
I don't think that's the right
That's not the right.
context.
How do I need to say
We're going to let it cook.
We're going to let it cook.
We're going to let them cook.
Or what if it's done cooking? The buzzer's off. Ding.
It's cooked.
It's cooked. Not overcooked.
Yeah.
Just right. All right, get to cooking.
Cook.